This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply. I'm Danielle Nuhfer, an educator for over 20 years who went up against 2 bouts of serious teacher burnout before finally realizing that I needed to share what worked and what didn't with educators everywhere. This is when Teaching Well was born. At Teaching Well, I partner with schools who recognize that when teacher well-being is prioritized, true teaching and learning can happen. And there's nothing more integral to building this kind of school culture than finding ways to care for yourself in the midst of all the school day hustle and bustle. Building in these moments is what this show is all about and what I hope to bring to you each time I get the opportunity to speak with you here. So with that, let's begin. Good morning, educators. It's Danielle with your Morning Motivation for Educators. And this day we're talking about responding rather than reacting. This is a really powerful concept in teaching, and it's really the practice of responding instead of reacting, because no matter how much we teach, we will still find those moments when we react to student behavior instead of respond maybe more cautiously. So mindfulness and bringing a little mindful awareness to our classrooms and to the way we show up and teach can be integral in helping us respond more than we react. Because again, we'll never ever fully get away from reacting once in a while. So let's start with the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is often instinctive, and it's often driven by emotions and also the heat of the moment, while responding involves a thoughtful pause and almost a moment to just step back before we engage. It's about really being more intentional with our actions and being more about what is actually happening and not all the stories that we're telling ourselves in the background of what's happening. So, can you identify moments where you responded instead of reacted? These moments are powerful, so hold on to them. And I want you to think about what happens right before you might react to a student behavior. And here's the tip that I'm going to tell you really need to pay attention to. So right now, think about when you react to a student's behavior. When do you fly off the handle? When do you know that you're going to yell or maybe say a snarky comment or maybe be a little sarcastic or maybe not have the patience that you would? What is that time? What is that incident that causes it? Or maybe it's a specific student that you bring to mind. And I want you to think right now about what it feels like in your body right before the reaction takes place. So what are you feeling? Are you feeling your heart beat faster? Are you feeling your fist clench or your jaw tighten? Are you feeling the temperature increase in your body? Are you getting warmer? I want you to think about that, and right at this moment, I want you to just breathe. Just take a nice breath in. And I want you to pause. And I want you to visualize yourself doing something different in this moment. What could you do differently to respond to the student, to this behavior, instead of react? And that's what you're going to look for as you go into your classroom in the coming days. You're going to start to think about where you have these moments of reaction typically, what your body feels like during those moments, and then I want you to build in a moment to just breathe or to practice it. And practicing this when you're not in a heightened state of emotion is the best thing you can do so that you're ready for the big classroom game that is sure to happen. So again, look for those moments, cue into your body's physical sensation, and then breathe. And we can talk more about what to do with the responding versus the reacting in future episodes, but just start to think about that tool right now. So by sharing our experiences with others too, that will be helpful. So we'll do that in another episode as well. So thank you for joining me on this exploration of responding rather than reacting in teaching. Remember, the power to choose a mindful response is within each of us, contributing to a more positive teaching environment. And that's good for us and for our students. So until next time, stay mindful, stay intentional, and have a wonderful day both in and outside of the classroom. If this morning's motivation resonated with you, I'd love to connect more. Check out teachingwell.life and the show notes to find out how we can partner together. Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.